This is live.
Dude, we're live.
Dobre ráno from the Czech. Is it the Czech Republic or is it just Czech?
Czechia. If you're going to say one, it's Czechia, Czech Republic.
Oh, I gotta use my Google Translator, but good morning from Czech. Episode 17 of Peeling the Banana. How do you say banana in Czech?
I don't know. Ananas, I think.
Ananas?
Ananas.
Banana. It just says banana. Banana.
Banana, sure.
Well, today we welcome Ryan Johnson, who the only other fully fluent English speaker on my new team in Czech, I should say. But thank you, Ryan.
Thanks for having me, man.
For being a last minute notice. I was like, well, I got to do one today. Everyone in America is sleeping.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Or it's nighttime, and no one really wants to come and talk. I am going to open this window because it is getting a little hot.
You know, if you flip it all the way up, it opens like that, too. Right?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Dude.
Euro windows are madness.
Euro windows, the best thing ever. Let's see if I can show it. But, like, this is a door, so watch. Demonstration real quick. Uh-oh. There you go.
It's locked.
Okay, so here, open it. Oh, I had this, I swear.
Yeah.
Okay, there. One way, open like a door. Second way, a little ventilation.
The best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. So now we come back here. And I really don't know where to start, Ryan, other than we both started this journey on BBJL.
Yeah.
Baseball jobs overseas. Thank you, Burns and Jimmy.
Jensen, yeah.
But originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, for any of you. But Ryan, how did this journey with BBJO and coming overseas start, dude?
I mean, I guess to take it back, it started with COVID. Initially, I was getting ready to go back and play an indie ball with the Gold Eyes, and COVID hit, and so the Gold Eyes went down south to America to play in that season down in the States.
Yeah, the COVID year.
Yeah, the COVID year, exactly. And I was in Vancouver at the time with my ex-girlfriend and living out in Vancouver, and it hit, and I was looking for other opportunities. We were still playing as best as we could, training all the time with these few guys, and I get a call at the brink. Oh, speaking of, before I move on from that, there's the we did like Friday live at bats. Every Friday we got together in small groups, like COVID permitting, and we just kept it small. We had cages, we had like nets set up behind. We had really good hitters, really good pitchers. We did every Friday.
Is this a Winnipeg team or is
Vancouver?
Okay, this is just like guys not signed anywhere.
Not signed anywhere. Okay. We had like some top high school guys who were going to university, and then we also had some pro guys who were looking to get signed. We also had pro guys who were currently playing, getting ready for their season in affiliated ball. So we did this thing every Friday, and it was unbelievable. And it was just a random bunch of dudes that were just coming out and getting their work in, kind of thing. It was really fun. But anyway, so I'm driving back from one of the Friday lives, and I get a call from a guy, Nick Salahub, who got a call from a guy who got a call, looking for a guy to play in Germany. And
Multiple calls
down the line. And then so Sal told me that there's an opportunity in Germany, and I was like, oh, let's get some more information. I was from Wayne O. He's an ex-pro guy, Australian guy. He's well known in the European community out here, so I ended up getting in contact with him. Came out to Germany in Solingen, the COVID year, which was still strange, and then went to Prague Baseball Week, which unfortunately we don't have a team in this year. The Globetrotters or the International Stars always have like an import team. We don't have it this year, unfortunately.
But there is Finkston ball.
Yeah, Finkston ball is the same idea.
Same thing.
Same idea, but Prague Baseball Week was more serious, we'll say. Like better national teams, bit bigger of a stage. So anyway, I go there and I play with the International Stars, and it's just a ragtag bunch of dudes trying to assemble this team because there's no imports, basically.
Would you say like it's men's league sort of ish, kind of pro ball men's league, or is this just a bunch of guys coming together to play on this Globetrotter like it is pro baseball guys?
No. It's guys who are already out in Europe.
Okay.
So it's all the import guys. Like
Okay.
Yeah. So out of all like the imports, I think there's only like I think this would be my 5th year of doing it. I think out of my 4 years previously, I think there's only ever been like a handful of us who have actually played any kind of affiliated or pro ball since being out here. And so anyway, I won the home run derby at that tournament, and then I met the BBJO guys through that, and then that's how the whole process started. But I ended up signing with the Trebic team the next year after that year because they saw me win the
22?
21 was my first year here. Yeah. And so then I ended up winning the derby, and then that set like a really good vibe, obviously, for like coming back next year. I get a call from Jeff and Greg here, the manager, and
Gregory. Jan Gregory.
I'm not sure what to call his role. We'll call him management. He does everything. But I got a call
Team
from them.
specialist.
Team specialist, yeah. Came out from there, got a hold of me, say, what's your number to come out? Living in Vancouver, it's expensive. So here's my number. All right, yeah, come on through. Hit and pitch. Okay, sounds great. And I've been here since. Yeah.
So is the Globetrotters team, like, where did they come up with that name for all those imports? And they're not having it this year, correct?
Correct, yeah. So the Globetrotters is BBJO. It's like their own brand that they
Okay.
created, right? I mean, I wear the powder blue shirt. That's the Globetrotters shirt, and it's just kind of to signify that it's an international baseball community of guys who are like living overseas or playing overseas, and they just call them the Globetrotters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where they trot the globe.
They trot the globe, exactly. Yeah, and that didn't start till I think it was 2022. It was the first year the Globetrotters happened. The International Stars. I can't remember his name. I never met the man who owns the International Stars, but the Globetrotters started because the Stars left Toronto Baseball League, and the Globetrotters BBJO filled the void because they have a good reputation overseas with good people and good players. So that filled the void, and then we were called the Globetrotters after that.
Shit.
Wow. We won the tournament our first year too against Team Spain.
So is the tournament that they hold different teams of a bunch of imports, or like that one team, the BBJO Globetrotter team, is just imports and other countries are coming in?
It's the national teams for other countries.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we always play the Czech national team. Obviously, they host the event. Spanish national team has been there. German national team was supposed to go last year. They didn't. We've had like Slovakia, Lithuania. The Greek national team came out one year, which was really fun.
Are you guys playing for anything, or is this just a tournament?
Just a tournament.
Just to play?
Just to play.
There's no cup, like you get a hoist at
we
the
get
end
a
of it?
trophy. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We have a trophy, yeah.
Medals? You get medals?
Medals
How
and
about a ring?
trophy.
You get like nice...
Yeah, a nice medal kind of thing that goes on the ring.
But there's no ring?
No.
Like how we play in America, we all play for rings.
No,
Or
they play for
Mexico.
the trophy here.
Okay.
They play for the trophy, and then like you get like best hitter, best pitcher, MVP, things like that. They hand out the awards, like the classic awards.
Okay, so when Trebic Nuclears, the Nukes, win the Extra League this year,
Mm-hmm.
what is our award? Do we get rings?
You will get rings. Yeah.
We're gonna make Jan get us
We're gonna make
rings
Jan get us rings.
because we're gonna be big. Would this be the first championship that Trebic wins?
Dude, yeah. I mean, heck, before I got here, man, they didn't make the playoffs ever.
Oh boy!
So like my first year here, we were in relegation, and then we went 10-0 in relegation, smoked everyone.
Mhm.
And then the next year, first time making playoffs, so 21 relegated 10-0. 22, first time in the playoffs. 23 last year was the first time we finished. I guess we finished second in the league that year, and we just ran into some bad luck in the playoffs to make it to the semifinals. Basically.
Okay.
Ran into some bad luck. Some baseball gods were looking down and saying, "Hey, not this year, next year."
Same shit.
Yeah.
It's not the best team that wins, but the team that plays the best at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. And we were, dude, I'm telling you, we were still pitching good. It was just like we got walked off on one game. We had tough luck with another game, and then we got walked off again on the third game. Like, and it was for a guy hit a 3-run shot or a 2-run shot to walk it off on us in like the 10th or 11th inning or something like that.
Sometimes you got to check those teams for cork bats and
Yeah.
steroids.
I would check Danny for juice probably. He's on the juice probably. You guys recognize that?
Danny, the one that we just played with?
No,
Okay.
Danny Androshek.
Androsha, we're going to drug test you this year. We're going to check you. Who's he playing with?
Hiroshi.
Okay, Hiroshi.
That's the
I
one.
actually
Yeah.
had a friend of mine I grew up with named Hiroshi, but it was Hiroshi. So it's Japanese.
Sure.
So for me to remember this, it's the easiest way. Hiroshi.
Hiroshi, exactly. They just don't like they don't like vowels in the Slavic language, so it's just HR.
See, but they don't like vowels, but every time I Google Translate, there's a ton of vowels in it still, but it's not pronounced. It's the and the sh and the shish and the ch and the ovas and
Yeah. Well, they make it
a lot of accents, a lot of different
pronunciation.
like R's. R's are what? Here, Trebic, Trebic, but it's not an R. It's a J. It's a Tj, Trebic, and then the C has the same accent.
Yeah.
Dude, what has the culture been like for you living here the past 3 years, 4 years almost?
Going on 3. I'm on my 3rd year right now. I was 2 years officially in March. Now going on my 3rd year. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. I love the culture. I truly do. I love the pace of the pace of this town, especially. I like the pace a lot.
Would you say slow?
Slow. It's nice. Yeah, slow.
Island
slow,
vibes.
Nice little,
Island vibes, no beach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, Trebic, Palm Beach.
Trebic.
Trebic.
There's a beach, but there's no beach. A beach with no beach.
A beach with no beach.
Is a beach.
Exactly. But it's been amazing, man. The people are amazing. They're super friendly. They're always willing to help. It takes a little while to kind of crack in with them.
How's the language barrier?
So
I feel like because the culture is cool, but you speak English.
Yeah.
Do you speak anything else? Like
French.
growing up in Canada.
French. Yeah.
Like fluently is pretty
I
good.
would say fluently because I mean.
Read, write, speak.
I wouldn't say right. There's no chance. I haven't done it. I haven't written anything in French since 2013.
Oui, bonjour.
Bonjour. Yeah, all that stuff. But like the French team came in and I was able to speak to them in French. So that was nice.
I was saying bonjour.
Yeah, and they loved it.
That's
hey.
it. I mean, I tried.
But the language is super difficult. I was doing Duolingo for a little while, and then I broke my phone screen. I couldn't keep it going. For a little while there, though, I was learning a word a week that would be useful.
Okay.
Again, 2 years in here, I mean, I think you've heard me at least like being able to do certain things.
Yep.
And it's like second nature now.
Mm-hmm.
Before I had to like sit there, process it. What's the word?
But you're able to just say your certain phrases to communicate.
Yeah. So like the most I have to communicate is in a restaurant, right? So
2 main words you have to know in Czech.
Pivo prosím.
Beer, please. Pivo prosím. Beer.
Exactly.
Czech has what? The best beer supposedly?
I think it's the best. The best Pilsner.
The best Pilsner.
Yeah.
So,
take that from them.
so is Radagast.
Radagast.
Is that a Pilsner?
Pilsner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's a Pilsner though? Like what would you consider like compared to domestic beers out in Canada or in America?
I'd say it's just like a more full lager. That's the way to put it.
But it's a light beer because I have been drinking it and I don't really get full. It's like a.
Well, that's also how they pour it too, though, right? Like they
explain to everyone how they pour the damn beer here, which in America would be like, what the fuck is going on?
You would get it and you would give it back. So basically, if this is the cup, we're filling up to about where the blue stops, where the blue starts, and the rest is foam.
It's almost half, or maybe 60-40.
60-40.
60 beer, 40 foam.
Yeah. So the reason they do that is it's for carbonation purposes, right?
So you drink it faster.
Yeah. So there's less carbonation, makes it easier to drink. And also the foam here, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's not like American foam where it's like...
It's like watery.
Yeah, but like you taste this foam and it's like part of the drink, in my opinion.
So,
when I first had it, I remember being like, "Oh, what's that?" And I'm like, "Don't disrespect.
Don't spit it.
Don't you dare disrespect us like this." And I was like, "Yo, hey, I'm just trying to fit in, man. I'm trying to have a good time." I've been to Germany, I've been to Belgium, and I think Belgium has the best beer on the planet.
Well, I mean,
right?
Aren't they known for Oktoberfest, right?
No,
and the beer fest.
Yeah. Well, they're just known for German, Austria known for like their Oktoberfest.
Like the festivals.
Yeah. Belgium, I would say, is known for their festivals.
Though. Oh, that's right. I forgot there's a Belgium, Germany, there's a Belgium country.
You know Tomorrowland, right?
Yeah, that's in Belgium?
That's in Belgium, man.
Can we go to that?
Dude, I got a hookup for it.
Are we playing?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Well, it's like I told Jeff Bartow, our manager, we get enough wins and we're ahead in the season, we're taking off.
Yeah, we sweep Draughty especially. We can kind of do whatever we want.
Yeah.
But anyway, so when I was in Belgium, they were asking me the same thing about the beer, and I had to like, tread carefully, right? I don't want to piss off an entire country. So I figured out a good answer to it. So I was specific about the Czech Pilsner, best in the world, best I've ever had. And then but the Belgian beer, bro, they can make any flavor or any profile you want to and make an amazing product out of it. So like, if you want orange beer, chocolate beer, whiskey beer, IPA, APA, it doesn't matter. They've nailed it. I didn't have a beer that I didn't like over there, except for sours. I don't fuck with sours. But like every other beer, like my buddy Wes Romer and I, we went out to Belgium together, and then we went to this place called Beer Central, and they had a book of beer this big. And we pop in, we get flights of beer, we just randomly pick beers. And we went like 4 or 5 times, and we never tried the same beer twice. And they were all really good. Oh, sorry, they were all good. Some of them were excellent.
So our next project is to team up with a Belgian beer company.
Golly, yeah,
and create a beer.
Yeah, and actually for Beer House or Beer Fest, Beer House I think it's called here. There's a beer festival here.
Beer House, as in Haus?
No, it's just Beer House, like we're living in a house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's called Beer House or Beer Fest. I always mix up the two names of the festival. But anyway, that's in June or July, and then they get beers from all over the place that go to this festival. My first year,
all over Europe?
All over Europe, yeah. So like my first year here, they had I recognized the brand from Belgium, and because they have like this specific kind of beer that's made by like friars, I guess it is, like friars, like godly men.
Okay.
And so they make, and it's like the only way that this beer can be made is if it's made by friars. Kind of.
So it can only be touched by holy hands.
Exactly, yeah, or something like that. I'm probably messing it up a little bit, but yeah, dude, it's really tasty too.
So
really tasty.
What nutrients what superpower do you get from drinking this Friars beer?
Oh, bombs. Drop bombs.
All right, well.
This park?
Can we get, at this park, it's a graveyard, all right? We're playing in a graveyard, wind blowing in. The only time something miraculous happened was last night. A 15-year-old, 6'4" giant hit it about 400 feet over left field.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Off the bat, I didn't know. I'm convinced we're living in a matrix actually after that one.
I mean, we are. We are in a simulation.
This is simulation.
This isn't real. Like, I got to deal with family 11 hours behind. I don't think that makes any sense. I just think they're on the opposite side, and it's nighttime for them. It doesn't matter if it's today or yesterday or when they're living, but they're living in a today that doesn't make sense, and now I can't talk to nobody. But
doesn't make sense.
But
hitting that bomb was bananas. I can't.
So Friars beer, what's the name of it?
I can't remember.
do we get it here in Czech?
I'm sure we can find it in Prague. I'm almost positive. We can find Crown Royal in Prague, for instance, and I didn't think that it would exist.
Crown Royal.
You know,
that's a whiskey.
That's a whiskey.
A whiskey with a V.
Whiskey, yes. Shout out.
We should, that's.
Shout out to Gimli.
Peach Crown.
Gimli, Manitoba.
Gimli,
Manitoba is the place where it was made.
Is where Crown's from? What about syrup?
Well, I mean that's all
over.
That's all Canada. But I mean it's okay. So a little history about maple syrup. Like, not history, but like part of like a Canadian. What would you call it? Like a Canadian delicacy? Yeah, Canadian delicacy is called a beaver tail. And you get,
Wait, like actual beaver tail?
No, here it's called a beaver tail.
Oh,
so
okay.
you get like a big slab of snow, right? You get maple syrup. It's like a little bit warm, and you pour it onto the snow, and you grab a popsicle stick, and you put it in it, and then you let it cool a little bit, and you wrap it up. So it's like maple syrup on a stick that's frozen. It's called a beaver tail.
But there's no ice on it. Like
no,
it's
it
not...
just cools it enough to like kind of have it on, you know. So it like sticks and makes a popsicle.
So it's like a maple syrup popsicle.
It's a maple syrup popsicle, yeah.
And if you were to, let's say, microwave it, would it just melt back into the
melt
goo?
back into the goo for me.
But you keep it hard by freezing
well,
it.
just by being outside, it's cold enough. Like again, it's like a.
And it's called beaver tail.
Beaver tail, yeah. I'm almost positive.
They gotta make them here. I think it gets cold enough. Yeah.
It doesn't really get cold enough for it, honestly. But
here, come on, it's gotta get like 10 degrees at times.
Oh yeah, but like, I mean, I'm making it relative to like Winnipeg. Winnipeg's like minus 20, minus 30, minus 40. Yeah. And then,
but that's Fahrenheit, right? Because here is the metric system.
Yeah, well, no, that's Fahrenheit in Canada as well. Sorry,
no,
Celsius in Canada.
That's right. You guys are different, unless you move more west.
No, that's all Celsius. Yeah, no, we just keep it like the rest of the world does.
Yeah, America. I don't know what the hell happened.
But I will say this: it doesn't really make sense for Canada to be Celsius or the metric system.
Why?
It doesn't make because America's right underneath us.
Well, it just shows that they don't want to participate with a country that's spiraling downhill right now.
Canada's spiraling downhill as well.
I mean, Canada too, but like
The West is out of
every
control.
state's different, every province is different.
Sure.
So, I mean, that's another topic we can talk about, but not today. Dude, so I looked you up. I had to Google you. You went to Lubbock?
Lubbock Christian, yeah.
Is that a school in Canada?
It's a school in Lubbock, Texas.
Holy shit, see, I don't even know.
We're like 5 hours east of Dallas.
And you got recruited from Canada to go to Texas?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I played, before that I played at Crowder College in Neosho, Missouri. We were JUCO. I decided that school was for jokers. Didn't go to class my first year, really. Terrible GPA.
I'm on board.
I went back home with my tail between my legs, thinking it wasn't for me, college baseball. And so I took the
College baseball wasn't for you, or school wasn't?
Sorry, school wasn't for me.
Okay.
Oh no, I killed the baseball.
Right.
Don't
we all?
Yeah. So I went home, tail between my legs, and I was like, I don't know if this, university's for me. So I was just like playing in men's leagues back in Winnipeg, and then I was killing it there, both sides of the ball, hitting and pitching. And then there's a teammate of mine who's older, and he said, "Hey, I went to this place called Southern Idaho, like."
What's it called?
College of Southern Idaho.
College of Southern.
Yeah, it's another JUCO to Woodbat conference up in Idaho.
So you hit potatoes.
You hit potatoes, yes. And they're frozen, of course. So he was like, "Hey, I got this coach. I still stay in touch with him. Would you be okay with me sending along your information?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, please. Yeah, sure. Okay. Give me another year, a little bit wiser, because I was 17 my freshman year too. 17 years old, and so like another year wiser. Let's see if I can do it again." And then I got a call the next day. Basically, it's a full ride. Hey. Full ride, come
to the College of Idaho.
College, Southern Idaho. Yeah.
Holy
Full ride, let's go. And I'm like, and I wasn't religious at that time, but again, I'm like, that's kind of curious.
So this is after the JUCO, after Lubbock.
No, so this was before Lubbock, and then
Okay.
I tried to transfer out of CSI. I ended up getting a lot of offers, but my GPA was just dog shit still. It was getting better, like I was a lot better at CSI. And long story short, 3 years later, I was training to play pro ball. I was throwing in front of scouts, and I get a call from the GA of some guy I played summer ball with, the GA of Lubbock. And he was the head coach. I was with my head coach for summer balls. He was one of my best friends. And then so the GA calls my head coach, also one of my best friends, Phil Curtis. And he's like, "Hey, GA was a little hammered. He's like, we can hit the ball, but we can't pitch." And I'm sitting beside Phil.
He's talking shit about his own team.
Exactly, a little bit.
Like,
and
bro, we need you.
Phil's like, "I got RJ here." And then the GA was like, "That guy's, his name's Dalton Silva." Dalton goes, "Like, I still playing ball?"
And you're not even that old. So that was what? When you were...
I would have been 23 at that point. 23.
That's usually when most people start a pro career. And
Yeah. So anyway, so the rest is history. After that, I went there on a red shirt to get my grades back up and get the... No, that was actually the credit hours for NCAA. It was the credit hours. So to be a junior, you need a certain amount. So then I...
What is it to graduate? Like, we need 130?
I can't even remember.
Something,
It's
126?
19 since I was last in university. But yeah, probably in the hundreds, probably.
Yeah,
That would make sense, right?
I think it's way too much school. I think if more athletes did one class a semester focused on their sport, America would win gold in everything. Just like China. China sends all their kids to gymnastics class 12 hours a day, every day of the week. And they're one of the best. Same as people that play soccer in Europe or in South America.
Yeah,
right? All they do, it's like an academy. That's their school.
It's an academy, yeah.
And then you go to America, we're westernized, we're modernized. They put us through this stupid system. They don't teach us any life skills. And then our percent of professional athletes just, I mean.
Right.
But then again, no one has NFL, no one has MLB, no one has NBA. So yeah, I mean, sure, we're the top, sport in some of that stuff. But
even if you look at like an international sport, barring American football, it's mostly international that runs it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe except for basketball. I think you guys have basketball, but even that now is becoming way more globalized.
Well, remember in the Olympics when there was Kobe, there was that one game that was super competitive against Spain.
Yeah,
You
saw
know,
the documentary on it.
Yeah,
really cool. Yeah, but that's just an example, right? And you think NHL, for instance, 50% of the leagues.
or like soccer too. Like
Yeah.
the best soccer players are from
Europe,
Not
UK,
America, yeah.
Europe, UK, Africa, for sure. Yeah,
Or imagine putting a NFL team to play like a New Zealand rugby team.
yeah. There's a guy right
Like
now.
that NFL team wouldn't stand a chance if they were to play rugby. I think.
It's tough to say. I think, well, because how much strategy goes into rugby, I guess. Like, what
It's basically Spear the Queer back in the day.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what it
And then you huddle. And
Yeah, a little huddle, a little between the legs.
It's a hard game, though, man. Holy smokes. Well, sorry. What do they say about rugby? They say rugby is a game. It's a gentleman. It's a hooligans game played by gentlemen. That's the saying. And
For rugby.
For rugby.
Hooligans.
Hooligans game played by gentlemen, and the NFL is a gentleman's game played by hooligans.
That's true. Like savages, bro.
Yeah,
And
savages, dude. Yeah. But I'm curious about that. There actually is a famous rugby player that's actually going to make the jump to the NFL and see how that goes. So it's just your sample size is
Well,
coming true.
I've seen that even out in like Hawaii, where we'll have Samoans, Tongans, other Polynesians, where they more are interested in rugby, and they come to high schools and we don't have rugby, and so they play football. So you just give them the ball and they like make everyone miss.
Yeah, okay.
But they don't know the rules, so sometimes they're moving before the play snapped, you know. So we got to teach them penalties.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's kind of the same thing. But the only thing I've seen in NFL is you go a rugby or a soccer player go and be a kicker.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, the soccer ones especially,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, and it's fun to see how football, like other sports, like translate to other sports. It's always interesting to watch that.
Yes.
Like the only thing I haven't seen translate is like any other athlete when playing baseball.
No, because
Hitting the
biased
ball.
opinion, baseball's the hardest sport to ever play.
Yeah, I mean, right? I think a sport where you fail 70% of the time
Yeah.
and you're considered great is
A Hall of Famer.
a Hall of Famer. It's insane.
No, I think the most athletic sport, or to be the most athletic, in my opinion, would be hockey.
Yeah, that's a biased opinion for me. I
You
think,
know,
yeah,
it's like
hockey
you gotta
of,
skate
like, the
and
major
hit
sports.
something.
Yeah, and also
And
use the dangling stick.
basically, it's
puck.
like soccer on ice with a puck and a stick, and
You can
they're
hit it.
allowed to hit you and check you. Or soccer, you get fouled. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously,
Fly. Like,
yeah. I mean,
so
you're what,
fast.
30, 40 miles an hour on a sprint sometimes.
So fast.
Like if the fastest runner can get up to what, 22,
26,
25,
I think,
26
yeah,
miles an
something
hour.
like that. Dude skates. Double.
Put a human on ice and you're going 40, 50,
Dude,
60.
it's crazy. I could imagine going 60 miles an hour.
60 maybe downhill.
Downhill, yeah. Well, yeah.
Like on snowboarding or skiing.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be madness. But yeah, I think that's very fair. But I guess just to answer your question full round, yeah, I finished off at the University of
Yeah, I love it.
Lubbock
I didn't
Christian,
even know that was in
Lubbock
Texas.
Christian
Bro.
University.
Is that Southern Texas?
West Texas? West Texas. We're like 2 hours from Amarillo. If you know where Amarillo is.
Yeah, I played there.
Yeah, perfect.
In
2 hours
Ball,
south.
American
Yeah,
Association.
2 hours south of Amarillo is where we're at.
I remember playing on a field, and I might have hit an inside the Parker there on a RJ double bloop.
The perfect way to do it.
I hit it. The guy dove it, like absolutely shot all the way to the wall in right field.
Oh my goodness.
But that field was like you couldn't see the feet of outfielders from the dugout because it was like really lumpy,
no.
and it was like a college, like a really bad summer.
Well, that's probably why they're not in the AA anymore. They really-
That was the last year that they were in it. I think 2016, maybe 2017. I don't know. You were in the AA in 2019.
19, yeah.
I left after 2017. I came back in 2020
Yeah.
for 2 weeks to play with Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to know Forney. I got to know the travel bus,
Yeah.
the big camper, like the sweet, almost like a rock band tour bus.
Unbelievable. The sleeper is so sick.
That's why Winnipeg wins every time, because they travel with relaxation and ease and comfort.
everyone has a bed. Everyone has a bed, which is madness. Yeah, that's so sick.
Like I was on St. Paul, but it was a regular bus, but all our seats would do was the back. You click something and it turns up. So every seat the back was so it would be like a bunk bed.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
It's better than nothing.
yeah, way better than that. Probably second best bus. Actually, I don't know. I heard Lincoln had a pretty good one, and I heard Kansas City had a pretty good one.
Monarchs. What a sick name, man. Kansas City Monarchs.
Well, it wasn't.
love
It used to be the
Negro
Kansas City
Leagues, right?
T-Bones.
Was it T-Bones?
Well, it was Negro Leagues,
Mhm.
but I don't know how long the T-Bones name was
I don't
around.
remember
But
the T-Bones.
when I played 16-17, it was T-Bones.
Oh, okay. Maybe 19 was T-Bones as well, but we didn't get around.
Well, the Monarchs, or
Monarchs
T-Bones
first
changed
year.
to Monarchs during that transition period when they started bringing that women's soccer. There was a professional women's soccer team that went and used the T-Bones or the Monarchs field.
Really? Okay. Because I know it was really recent that the Monarchs became the team name. I think. I
Yeah,
thought it was like
within
2020, they must
5
have-
years.
Yeah, they must have. Or
Within
for
5
sure, it was like either the year I played or it was 2020. They changed the name, and then obviously COVID.
Because they went back to Monarchs as in the Negro Leagues.
Yeah,
Is that why they changed it? They wanted to bring back
I think that.
The
Well,
old
that's
name.
when the name was first used. I'm almost positive of that.
was back in the Negro
Yeah, yeah,
Leagues.
yeah. Oh, yeah, almost positive of that.
Do we fact check it with Google?
Well, Google's good for that. I think it was.
What was the original name of the Kansas City T-Bones?
Oh, I don't think they came from them, but.
It says. No, it just tells me that they were transitioning like in 2021 or something.
Oh, okay. So I think maybe it was Kansas City Monarchs, which is the name of like the Negro Leagues team. That
I think they went to T-Bones and they changed it back.
Okay, that's awesome.
That's what I meant. But it was a
Love the
really good
colors,
league.
love the
How many years did you play AA?
Just like one season.
One season for Coach Forney.
40. Yeah. Now he's
I think he's done.
Yeah, he was done in 22. I think it was.
That team is like a dynasty, or at least until Forney was there.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
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 That guy ran a dynasty, and
Yeah.
then my favorite part of Winnipeg, we talked about it. Booty shaking Mondays, right?
The world famous Palomino Club, David. Yeah, world famous Palomino Club.
And it's 18 over.
Oh yeah, of
Right?
course, yeah, 18 and up. Yeah.
So is that like here where the drinking age is 18?
Yep.
Canada
Yeah,
same.
Canada goes odds and evens. So like starting on the west coast in British Columbia, it's 19. Alberta's 18. Saskatchewan's 19.
So the
Manitoba's
4
14.
provinces, or 5? How many?
11. 13.
All
I'm
right.
gonna get hated. 11.
Geography. Yeah, I don't know geography of
All right.
Canada. All I know is when I looked at a map, it was like 4 sections. Like if you
Yeah,
just,
that's Western Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the west is the 4, and it's 19, 18, 19, 18.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then Ontario is 19.
Okay.
And then you go further, Quebec is 18.
Quebec.
And then like the Maritimes are all 19, I think.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So would you consider those like states, as in like America?
Yeah, states and provinces are very interchangeable with each other. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like when I'm talking here to my students, I usually just say like province Manitoba,
Mhm.
state of Manitoba, just so they can relate to it if they understand states or provinces easier.
Okay, baseball player, dual player, dominating player, and you just mentioned students, so English teacher
Yeah.
in Czech.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I started that job this year. I was doing some private lessons.
Because you're living here,
Because I'm
right?
living here,
You need
yeah.
another job.
Yeah. Well, just another source of income was huge.
Right.
'Cause, I mean, I still have to pay off some student loan stuff, and it's nice to be able to save some money too, right?
Mhm.
And that was the biggest thing. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna live here, I can't just keep living off of a baseball player's salary, especially here.
No.
Even though the perks are amazing,
Yeah.
like you get a place to live, you get transportation,
Right, you get meals,
you get
that's
meals.
awesome.
So it takes away the bills aspect. Not the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
So the
Bill Mafia.
yeah, Bills Mafia. Jeff Bardo is a huge.
He's a
diehard
Bills guy?
Bills
Okay,
guy.
so maybe we need to order a Bills flag and put it in our locker room.
And he would love that, I think. Yeah.
And he would fucking love that.
But so yeah, I was lucky enough. I was working at this private high school, this private English school, with Sue Schustek and her husband run it. It's not far from here. English Trebic, it's what it's called, or Trebic English or something like that. And so I was working with her, and it was going great. I love education. I love teaching. That's what I was in university for. And so big fan of that. And I was able to just start off with her, and she's retiring age. So it just so happened that after I started with her, she mentioned that she's going to retire, and that, blah, 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 they're looking at other people. And then they had 2 other options. I was a 3rd round pick, which is fine. But they didn't pan out with the other 2.
They do draft picks for English teachers.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, they get us all in front. They have the stats on us and everything, weaknesses, strengths, everything. Ended up getting the job with them this year, and so it's like, full time basically. And I'm never really here during the day.
And it's not a typical school system, right? Like less holidays, less teacher days, less shorter spring breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that their holidays. I think they have more holidays, but less big breaks.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So like today, we're celebrating
Easter,
but pre-Easter.
Yeah. So they have their own holidays here.
They have a 5-day weekend, by the way.
It's pretty sick.
Starting today, Thursday.
Yeah. So we have the Easter, so Green Thursday, which is today.
Green beer. We don't celebrate St. Patty's Day. We celebrate Green Beer Thursday, pre-Easter.
Exactly. So we have the Thursday green beer. The reasoning behind that, I looked it up. I forgot though. Oh, I wish I remember. Anyway, so there's the Thursday for green beer, and then the Sunday is Easter, and then the Monday.
What about Friday, Saturday? Is there any other than like maybe like a religious tradition or something that people have here?
Particularly, no. But the thing that I love, before I finish off with the Monday of Easter, the thing that I love about this town is that, like, sure, it's like quiet.
Small town vibes.
Especially when the school semesters are in, because we don't have a university here. So all the high school students, after they graduate, they go to Brno, Olmutz, Prague, Ostrava, places like that.
Everyone leaves, so it becomes quiet town.
But when there's a long weekend,
people stay.
People come back.
Well, why is that? Why wouldn't they just go to like Brno?
Because it's a family holiday too.
Oh, so family big here.
Family's huge here, especially when you're living in like a smaller town. It's the same kind of thing back home. Even in the States, if you're from a small town, you go away to university, you get like Thanksgiving off, you go home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you go home, you celebrate with mom, dad, whoever, cousins.
So it's the same kind of vibe. So like this town, during family holidays or holidays in general, they'll come back for at least the weekend, for Friday, Saturday, and it's electric usually. Summers are electric here because everyone's back home, weather's nice, but then this week in particular, Friday, Saturday, nothing really going on. Sunday, you got Easter, and then you got Monday, Easter Monday as well.
So is Monday bigger than Sunday?
Yeah, I would say so.
Because there's no such thing as hiding eggs here on Sunday, right?
Not particularly. They do other traditions. You'll see.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to report back on your next.
We will see.
You'll see what's going to happen.
He's not gonna.
We're not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Until we'll have our camera guy Adam Fowler out there. He'll have video and audio.
Yeah, I gotta take my GoPro too.
Like,
I'll get it documented. See, dude. Okay, so I'm figuring out people in Czech are very smart in IT stuff.
Yeah.
Can I get Malik, aka? I was screwing up our other roommate's name / teammate, but his real name is what? Kamil. His first name? Kamil. What's his last name? Pekka. Yeah. But that's how I pronounce it is not how you think you spell it.
You mix up all the consonants in
yeah.
His first name.
So I went Malik, but it's Kamil. He's an IT guy. So I want to ask our IT friends here, since I just don't have no joy in doing it. Can I give GoPro footage to them and be like, hey, can you put this into a 20-minute vlog?
I'm sure.
Like the simplest, easiest way. Maybe pay them, 100 crowns? Would that be good? Or do you think that's
$5?
It's $5?
You wouldn't need to break the
What if I gave it to them in American money? $5 American money.
They look and go, what is this?
What is this?
This
is the best thing about this jet.
This is fake money.
This is real.
I want euro.
Just shove up your ass.
Exactly.
You stupid American.
You're gonna be like American. You're like, look at this.
Yeah.
Shiny $5 bill.
I bust out a one.
How about a crisp $5 bill?
Have you seen Night at the Roxbury?
Of course, yeah.
Like, George Washington.
George. And his other friend, George Washington. That's also from Game Night as well. Have you seen Game Night?
Yes, that's another good one.
Game Night.
With who's the main character?
Jason Bateman. And Rachel McAdams.
Dude, so another friend of mine, she had a little part in that movie.
Oh.
Her name's Gabby. She was one of those girlfriends of the dumb friend.
That's so funny.
Well, yeah, so he would bring over he'd bring
yeah.
over stupid dumb girls.
And
Yeah, so
like,
she was one of them. Yeah, she was one of them. She was one of them.
And that's probably one
Oh
of the
wait,
better
not
comedies.
Gabby. Her name was Cabby.
Cabby.
Her name is Cabby.
Her name's Cabby.
Yeah.
Okay. What's Cabby's short nickname for?
I think it's Kabby. Yeah.
Cabby's
But
her real name?
yeah.
Where's she from?
I don't know where she's from. She probably told me. Maybe my fault for not listening. But I know she lives in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
And we're friends.
Yeah.
And she's I think she's in a couple other movies that recently came out. Yeah, Cabby Borders.
Cabby Borders, what a name.
She's from Kentucky. That's what it is.
Kentucky. Oh, good for
Very
her.
pretty girl.
Yeah, good for
So
her.
Cabby, if you ever get a chance to watch this, and giving you props, great actress.
Yeah.
Would
Cabby Borders.
love to watch
It's a hell of a name.
some more of your movies.
Yeah, it's a hell of a name.
Great name, great actor name. She's not in Hollywood, but she's part of Hollywood.
There you go. Obviously.
But she's a badass actress, great person.
Fair.
Anyways, yeah. So going back to the IT, paying them with a $5 bill, maybe sign it. George Washington. Maybe that wouldn't work. But
I think you'll get to meet.
maybe the first one they could do it pro bono and like just help me out.
Sure.
And then after that,
Yep.
because then I'll probably be washing their clothes because we don't have a clubby. So I want to take the initiative and help the guys out. Maybe teach the younger guys how to create good team chemistry, good team culture, and what a professional team is. As we both know, there's a clubby, there's spread. Everyone plays a part. There's no clubby for our team, unfortunately, as baseball is still building here,
Yeah.
right?
So
But one day,
a lot of people in the background are just volunteers, right?
yeah,
So it's tough to get them to go away from their families to help the team out and things like that. And obviously, just treat them with the utmost respect for their job that they're doing most every time, and understand that they're not from the culture, they don't understand the culture, but they're trying their best to make it as good as they can. But I love the idea of the clubby thing. I love the idea of the spread. You get the table in the room. That will start the process. I know.
Do we have like a Costco here, like a Walmart, where you can get things in bulk? Kind of.
There's a Sam's. I think this might be a Costco or Sam's Club.
Because that'll be the best way. Like just on the table, we just get bread, PBJ, and some like granola bars. To start. Something like that.
We don't really have anything like that here.
So we would have to go.
Well, Kaufman's is probably the biggest one.
Is that the one we've been
It's
to?
the big. No, we've been to Albert Lidl. Kaufman's is the red one that's up on the top of the hill more.
So I put 2 and 2 together. Lidl is like Aldi's.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
They just
change the name.
Yeah.
It's
nice. Literally like Aldi's.
Yep.
Almost
the same.
And then what's the other one?
Albert.
That would be like. I don't know, like a Safeway maybe.
I would say Safeway. Yeah.
Or like a Kroger.
Yeah, I would
been to Kroger.
Kroger, sure.
Kroger maybe more southern thing.
Yeah, and Canadians would associate with Superstore.
Superstore, I've been to one.
Yeah, the real Canadian Superstore.
Now being Canadian, poutine.
I love it.
Love it.
I'm absolutely in love with poutine. When you said you didn't like the cheese, I was about to fight you.
Well, no, I love the cheese curds.
Yeah.
I had one poutine dish from a food truck that I didn't care for.
Was it just regular cheese?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it, and it had some other stuff in it I didn't care for. But the fries, gravy, and cheese, right? That's basically what it is.
It is that, yeah.
What does poutine translate to, though? Puts in. So potatoes? It's got to be potatoes.
What's the French? I don't know. It's a French name for it. Yeah. French name puts in pomme de terre.
What is French for puts in? No.
Well, pomme de terre is potato.
In French, Hudson knows. Putzen non.
Puts in. No. It doesn't make any sense. That's not what I was asking, but.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, puts in pomme de terre. I guess maybe they just shortened up pomme de terre.
Pomme de terre.
Pomme de terre, it's apple of the earth, basically.
Which is potatoes.
Yes, exactly. So maybe it came from that. You have to ask the French.
That only makes sense.
I do have a friend that would probably be able to help us with that. He lives in Texas. He's from Quebec, though.
So can we get him here in Trebic?
Oh, I'm married with kid away, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will have to FaceTime him.
Yes, we will.
At some point.
But GB's a man. He's the man. He's the man.
Have you fully transitioned your life here as far as like you got a different cell phone plan now. You got different banking here.
Mhm.
So everything is Czech.
Yeah, everything's Czech right now. Took me a while, and I went kicking and screaming into the T-Mobile here.
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah. But I went literally. So Sue, who I mentioned before, was the one I worked for at her private school, and then I replaced her at the
Right.
the
You
high
did the
school.
draft pick. And
Yeah, it's got
you're-
yeah. They got me in the lottery. But so anyway, so Sue was telling me that I need to get a phone for this job, and I was like, yeah, I'll get around to it. You know, I had no interest in getting a phone because I enjoyed the freedom of just not being on my phone all the time. It was really
Right.
great. I did for 2 years, or like a year. Yeah, for 2 years before that, actually, basically. And so, yeah, she was like, okay, we're meeting in the center. I'm taking you, blah, blah, blah. So they took me by the hand, dragged me into T-Mobile. Was like, tell me what you want. I was like, I would like a phone plan, please.
No, like a Czech
But
phone plan.
Yeah, so I have the phone, I have the bank card, I know how to use the apps to get around for transportation. My computer and laptop, phone are all geared towards translating Czech websites. I know how to go through them. I order all my stuff from Czech websites, like whether it be like supplements or even like electronics. Yeah, dude, I'm locked in.
Because there's no Amazon here, right? The
No.
closest one is Germany.
German Amazon.
But you can still order
Yeah,
through that one, and it'll ship here somehow.
It'll come here. Yeah, it'll get here. And like you can also get lucky with it showing up like the next day too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you said, it could be from a day to a couple weeks.
Exactly. Yeah. It just depends on what
You
you're
just
ordering.
don't know.
It's just what it depends
Order a ton of shit, and you'll get surprised every day like it's Christmas.
on.
You just don't know when it's showing up, right?
Forget when
Yeah.
forget you ordered it, and you're like, oh,
A month later, you're like,
Presents.
I needed this 2 weeks ago, but hey, I'm glad it
I
came
got
out.
it now, exactly. But
Holy shit.
I think it was, probably this year I kind of just locked it in as far as like I'll tell you I'll tell you when it actually happened. So when I was with the when WBC qualifiers were heading around, were working their way around last year, yeah. And because the WBC stuff, you only need to be in the country as a permanent resident, and that's 2 years. So they were trying to get me onto that squad. So I was 2 weeks away from getting on that squad, but before the tournament actually happened, I was training with them, I was going on trips with them, I was hanging out with the boys, doing all these, then they had like interview stuff, and I was doing some interview stuff within the organization. But then it was that moment I was kind of like, yeah, let's do it, locked in. And before that, I had a lot of self-reflection and internal thought, being like, this is the place to be, man. Like I want to live here. Because like being 30, I was 30 last year, but like 31 now. Starting up in Canada all over again, it sounds like such a headache. So with this baseball, I'm able to stay out here for as long as I'm good,
And it's cheaper. It's cheaper
oh my God.
lifestyle.
Cost of living's cheaper. The country is geared, dude. It feels like home in the wintertime, man.
You're used to
It's a
this.
sport country. The winters are way more mild. They love ice hockey. They care about sports. They care about people.
And the travel's easy.
The travel's so easy.
Right,
Take
like-
the train or the bus. You can get anywhere you need to within 5 hours. It's unbelievable.
Explain to our listeners how easy the travel is, because right now, every time you tell me, hey, there's this app, you got the buses and the trains, and you go here, a couple hours, I get so overwhelmed.
Yeah,
I'm just like, but
it's
it's
fair.
really so simple.
It's so simple.
But like Trebic is located pretty central to a bunch of other cities and countries, right?
Yeah.
And how easy is our transportation?
So we are a 2 hour. I'm gonna round up around
Yeah.
now to make it approximate.
Yeah.
So it's 2 hours to Vienna. It's 2 hours to Bratislava, which is the capital of Slovakia. It's 4 or 5 hours to
Slovakia
Budapest,
to the east of
to
Czech?
the east of Czech. Yeah.
Because it used to be Czechoslovakia,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, Czechoslovakia. So
Correct.
they separated in like 92 or 96.
History lesson.
94. Anyway, but yeah, so 2 hours of Bratislava, 4 or 5 hours of Budapest. You can get to Germany in less than 5.
Mhm.
Prague is 2 hours away. Brno's 45 minutes an hour. And then so you're.
And then if you want to go, like, let's say London.
Oh,
England,
Krakow,
like,
Poland is also close too.
what's good about that city?
It's really, we'll say it's like young. You know what I mean? It's
Mm.
you go there and there's like instantly. It's great for content because it's very Instagrammable. Like there's lots of really cool pubs and bars, and nightlife is fun. It's also just a different vibe than Czech, I would say.
I'm noticing Europe has a ton of influencers too.
Oh, of course, man, because it is beautiful. Like, and it's easy.
And the women are way more beautiful here. I think.
I got some beautiful women here for sure. Lots of beautiful trees. If you're
and they're nicer, and they laugh at you. Not laugh at you. The women laugh with you here if you're American because you're different and
oh, you're so cute
and you're funny. Yeah, it's almost like put you down and bring you up. Like they laugh because they know you're not from here, but you're trying the language. So like they appreciate that.
Of course,
and they're just. It's so easy to go and talk to when you know that they don't understand a word that you're saying, and sometimes they just smile and laugh, and they're not looking at you like, huh?
Not from here.
Yeah, like you're a piece of shit, like usual Americans do.
Yeah.
They totally cut your legs from under you and say, get out of my face, like, because I feel the thing is in America now, like every guy that goes to talk to a girl, even if it's nice talk, it's like, oh, you're hitting on me, like get away, like stop. It's not.
Yeah,
it's like no, like what? A guy and girl can't just
have a conversation. Yeah, and it is fun. I mean, and that's one of the things I like. Again, like the pace, the people. It's friendly, man. It's just friendly.
And it's safe.
And it's like, dude, it's like top. I think Czech in general.
You said top 5 in the world.
I think it's top 5 in the world. Top 10 for sure in the world. Safest country in the world. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Like my first night walking back from the field to the apartment, it was kind of dark, so I was a little sketched out. So I'm like head turning just a little bit.
Headphone,
Yeah.
I think that's just more paranoia. Like even for me, it still doesn't go away.
And then I also noticed there's not a lot of homeless here. Or, I mean, I haven't been to the center of the city yet. Very small city. What? Maybe
32,000.
32,000, which is a college.
Yeah.
In a typical American city.
Yeah, which is nice.
But very quiet. I notice everyone lives here in apartments more so than a loft flat, more so than an individual home.
Yeah. And you have communism to thank for that, right? Because communism would just put up a big block.
And just squeeze everyone in.
The state provided.
So good thing with communism.
Yeah, put up homes.
Put people in a place where they could be close together.
Yeah.
And you go into like appliance stores, and everything is half the size.
Yeah, you pointed that out.
But I wonder how you get this couch in this room, in this place, going up the stairs or the elevator. Like the elevator is like a 4x4 storage unit.
Yeah, 4x4. Yeah. We have the sardine can.
And this guy over here is 6'2", 6'3", 220.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're fitting him and half of me.
Yeah, and then half of you, which is Camille.
Yeah, you can fit five of Camille's in there.
5 Camille's in there. I like that unit of measurement. Dude, Americans will use everything but the actual measurement.
Yeah.
5 Camille's can fit.
No centimeters, no meters. It's people.
Should we just start doing that? Like, hey, how far? You should ask tomorrow. Like, hey, how far is left field? And I'd be like, it's about 100 Camille's probably.
100 Camille's, maybe 100 crates of beer.
Oh, they'd like
that. 100 crates of people.
100 crates of people. They'd like that a lot.
100 crates of people. Let's see. Dude, so I've been trying to learn Czech. And I will say it is the hardest language I've ever tried to learn.
The Slavic one is wild, man.
Slavic's even worse?
The Slavic is Czech.
Oh, Slavic.
So Slavic is like a branch. So like Russian, Ukrainian, Polish.
Would you say Czech is like a mix of Russian, Slovakian, Czech, German? Like it's kind of like 3-4 countries put into one, and it creates its own language. Or is Czech has always been Czech, and there was no outside influence?
So like you think of like what did English come from?
I have no idea.
Okay, all right. I don't know. I was hoping you had an idea. Anyway, so let's go back hundreds of years, right?
English came from England.
There was once one language, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then like that one language over hundreds of years kind of branched off.
As people spread and separate.
Right? Exactly. So like, for instance, I listened to a podcast recently about like Ukrainians and Russians, right? And how similar or dissimilar they are, but like whatever, without getting into the political side. Basically, Ukrainians, like it's the Russian language, but it was separated so long ago that like it became its own thing. right? So I mean, you could trace all the Slavic languages back to like one language, but it's just time and distance made them different, and also like cultural influences from other countries. Like I know Czech is a good example of like getting other countries' influences on them. Like the Austrian-Hungarian Empire was here for a long time. They were also Russian at one point because of the Iron Curtain. So like there's all these different influences that kind of create and make what a language is. But I would say the main one is like time and distance. So at one point it was all one language, and then it just broke off into many. So like you can't say that Czech was once Russian.
Right.
Basically.
Would you say English though came from something else?
Absolutely,
Right.
it came from something else. I thought it was Latin.
Because I've been thinking the last couple of days, like I'm trying to, every time somebody talks in Czech, I'm like, all right, what does that word translate to in English? Thinking that they got their language from English.
Yeah, you're trying to get relatives.
Yeah.
You can't.
There's
no point of reference.
It's like language is the most mysterious thing in this world, other than aliens and and the simulation that we live in.
Yes, of course.
And space.
Yes,
Like we could figure out the depth of the ocean, but we don't know space.
yes, true.
But that's how I think language is. Like, where the hell
There's just no
does
point of
language?
reference.
Like, how do you figure that out?
Yeah. It is an interesting study too. I follow a couple guys on Instagram just who deal with languages,
Mm-hmm.
or they're creating their own languages,
Oh,
and it's
Batato.
Yeah.
Batato.
But it's very frustrating, right? Because then these guys are just going off the rails with like, well, if I did this, and this, it'd make this, and I'm like, I don't understand any.
Are
But
they
like,
just slang words all the way around?
them making their own language
Oh my
completely, and like they're able to justify it.
Are they-
Because language has rules, just like
Yeah.
everything else has rules,
Yeah.
right? There are exceptions, obviously, but like if you think of like the English language, like you go to Wikipedia or the dictionary, and it'll tell you how to say it phonetically.
Mm.
Those are rules. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like these ones together make this. This has to be this.
It's almost like a formula. It's like a math
It's a
formula.
math formula, right? So it's interesting with the Slavic language because again, like I don't speak it, but I've been hearing it for so long now that like, and it matters who's speaking. So like, let's say I'm talking to my girlfriend, Misha,
Mhm.
right, and her friend Aya, and they're sitting together. Adriana, who you met, the blonde one.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're sitting together and they're talking their bullshit and they're gathering,
Yeah.
having a fun time, they're laughing. Because I've heard them speak so much, like I pick up
You can
way
recognize.
more than I would if I heard two random people speaking.
Right.
But I think that's just the comfort level, and
Mhm.
also hearing the same words over and over and over
It's just
again.
repetition.
Yes, exactly. So that's also why you pick up swear words quicker.
Kurva. Anyone wants to know? Kurva.
That's right.
Fuck.
Well done, man. Yes, you said it well too.
Hovno.
Oh no.
Shit.
You know, Wado.
You are a no. So like I'm gonna start using when I strike out. Kurva. Hovno. Fuck shit.
Shit, sure. Yeah.
The best part about learning a language like Czech is the accent that
Mhm.
people have.
Yeah.
Like American accents are boring.
You get kind of fun.
I mean, it can get fun like when you go south
Other Texas accents.
or a nice Texas accent, not southern accent.
Southern accent.
And there's different twangs and twings and things.
Yeah.
When you go Kentucky to Texas to Tennessee to Georgia, Mississippi,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, they're all different.
All different.
But you come to Czech and it's like,
I still can't. I'm good at like imitating things. I have not figured out how to imitate the Czech accent because I go straight Russian.
yeah, because it sounds like,
Straight
but
Russian.
what's the difference between Russian? Like,
They.
I remember this comedian did a impression of different languages, and it's like Russian is this way, Japanese is like diaphragm, and Vietnamese or one of the other Asian ones was like yelling and angry at
Sure.
something. You know, like what is Czech?
I don't know.
Because it's not Russian, but it
No.
sounds like Russian.
Yeah, well, to us it does, right?
Yeah.
But like, so again, since I've been here for a little while, I started to pick up on differences, especially in how they speak, and when because we've seen enough movies like with people that speak Russian. You know, like there's like, the classic Russian bad guy. You know.
Right.
But
Always.
he talks about like this.
Yeah,
It's
it's
going
also-
from back and through.
Yeah. John Wick.
Exactly.
John Wick.
Exactly. So like, but the Czech one is like a higher pitch, I would say, and it's
Like an octave higher. Like
yeah, I would think like so. Like, listen to Bakey speak English. He's got a high voice.
Dude, I thought he was English the first time I met him.
He's
I
got
was
an
like,
accent.
that
He's got
guy
an
is
excellent.
it's not
He
Czech.
lived in Germany, lived in New Zealand, lived
But
in
he's from
Australia,
Czech.
born and raised Czech.
Okay.
But like, so like, listen to all the guys speak. Typically, they're like higher than what we are. Like their voice is a little bit higher. And I think that's interesting.
But is that because their balls haven't dropped?
No, they have balls that have dropped.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's interesting because then you hear and it's musical in the sense Russian's musical. That's what I hear. Slovakia is pretty. Czech is hard though. So,
like Czech.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Slovakia.
And
Russia.
And you can ask any Czech person. I know I talked to Misha about it a lot because again it's interesting. I think the languages are so interesting. But Misha tells me that Slovakia is pretty to hear, Russian's beautiful, Polish is meh, and then Czech is
Polish is meh.
Yeah, I don't know. No opinions on that really. But yeah, I mean hearing it has been interesting and trying to.
Would you say Polish is German though? So it's
Polish is still Slavic.
Right.
Still Slavic.
Okay.
Yeah, still same brand.
But since the takeover of World War II.
I'm sure it had influence on Western Poland. For sure.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, but Warsaw, for instance, is still Polish,
Okay, but Czech is.
Czech's Czech, man.
Czech is the most unique thing I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, I think you'll see some stuff over here still. You're only a weekend big boy.
I'm only a weekend in, and I've only been field, grocery store, and apartment, which is all within the same radius of 2 miles max.
Radius, yeah.
Max. Yeah. And one hotel bar.
That's true. Yeah, with hotel bar. Yeah, we'll get you a little bit cultured tonight.
Yeah. So tonight, Green Thursday, green beers, not St. Patrick's Day. Green Beer Thursday, celebrating Easter, celebrating the death and crucifixion of Jesus is today, by the way, because he rises on Sunday. Last question for my man Ryan. What is your lifelong goal?
Oh, lifelong goal.
Yeah. So you know where life is. You're in Czech. This is where you've kind of permanently made it for the last couple of years. But what is your lifelong goal? What do you think your purpose is?
So you know what? I think it's part of the reason I've been out here, and I've enjoyed it out here so much is because I'm doing what I love, and that's playing baseball and also educating.
Mm-hmm.
And coaching, whatever it might be, any form of that. The lifelong goal right now is honestly to leave this game better than when I found it, especially here in Trebic. I've grown to love the people, love the community, and I see how dedicated some of these young men are, and even the youth that's coming up. And so I guess the lifelong goal from here, if all goes well, I'll be out here forever. I want to stay here. Lifelong goal is got to be just leave it better than when I found it. Keep inspiring younger generations and ultimately leave them with the love and passion for the game that I've had my entire life. That's the lifelong goal. Absolutely.
Boom! Help the younger generation.
Yeah.
Be a role model. Grow the game of baseball. Teach kids English.
Oh, yeah.
And make the world a better, kinder, more beautiful place.
I love that a lot, yeah.
So,
positive vibes, right?
We're going to say it. We're going to say what I learned on Google Translate. We're going to translate positive vibes only to Czech before we sign off.
I like that a lot. It's a good way to end it.
I need to listen to it first. So we're going to do the robot Siri voice, and then I'm going to try and say it.
Pouze pozitivní vibrace.
Pozitivní vibrace. I swear I said a different phrase the last time.
I think you did, yeah. Pozitivní vibrace. Pozitivní vibrace. Yeah, you said it good.
I mean, it sounds good to me. I know there's one other phrase that when I translated it.
I think you put in.
What did I put it as?
Good.
It was like.
Was it good vibes only, wasn't it?
It started with that. It was pozici. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one, yeah.
Oh, good vibe. I said positive vibes.
Yeah,
good vibes. Sorry. Here we go, guys. This is good vibes only. Let's turn the volume up.
Pouze s dobrou náladou.
Pouze s
dobrou náladou.
Pouze s dobrou náladou.
There you go. That's solid. Getting better every time, man.
Getting better every time. We're in Czech. It is afternoon now. It's still nighttime. It's yesterday. We're in the present, but we're in the future of America. We're in the future of basically the whole world. But thank you to Ryan. Thank you to our good friend Frank Sinatra.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you, Eric Burns and the Footboard. Thank you, No Filter Network. And we will see you later. 2024 is the year of the nukes.
Love that.
Call it. Boom. We'll see y'all later. Signing out.